This one thing has never ever happened before in the history of crypto, but it's this one thing that many are anticipating happening in the coming few days. The US election results will shake the crypto markets like you have never seen before, and if you fail to prepare, then you could find yourselves losing a huge amount of money. In this video, I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to do to be able to calmly make your way through the next few days. So hit the like button and let's get into today's video. Now guys, normally I like to leave you with that cliffhanger for a little bit longer, but I'm not going to do it today because it's incredibly time sensitive and I'm going to make this video shorter to make sure that you've got the information you need. So what is that thing that has not happened before in the history of crypto? Well, it's this. The price of Bitcoin has never dipped back down lower than the price of the election day until the following year. Okay, so every single time we hit the election, we don't come back down until the following bear market hits. But you're like, yeah, but this time's different because we've got two candidates and one candidate appears to be incredibly pro cryptocurrency, whilst the other may be a little bit more conservative towards crypto. The first one obviously being Donald Trump, and then the other one being Kamala Harris. Therefore, many are anticipating that should Donald Trump win, the price of Bitcoin and crypto will explode towards the upside, but should Kamala Harris win, we could see a massive sell-off and perhaps the end of this bull market. But I'm here to tell you that while we might see a bit of volatility in the short term, I think it's BS. I don't think we're going to see a huge amount of change at all. And many people are like, well, yeah, but the price of Bitcoin has already been factored in for a Donald Trump win. And many others are saying, well, no, because the price of Bitcoin would be much higher if Donald Trump was going to win. But who knows who's going to win? Do you? Because I definitely don't. Okay, so maybe we can work out who's going to win the election, and that allows us to make an easy decision, right? Well, guess what? There's a very good chance that you have no idea who's going to win the election because of this. Every news channel that you're watching right now has a bias towards one candidate winning or the other. Okay, this is Atlas Intel showing Donald Trump basically winning in every swing state. I've literally just watched CNN show me that Kamala Harris is winning in every swing state. I then earlier on today saw Bloomberg show me that Kamala Harris was just inching it in these swing states. Now, what does this tell us? It means that you can't trust any of this media at all. And if you can't trust it, well, who else can trust it? Therefore, we can't prepare based on what we think might happen in a scenario that we can't control. But we need to be prepared for every eventuality to happen. So what is every eventuality? Well, probably unpopular, but I think they're both going to have a very similar reaction, whether Donald Trump wins, whether Kamala Harris wins. And I'll tell you exactly why that is. And that's because the actual driver behind this crypto bull market is global liquidity. And I keep talking about it, but global liquidity is the king. But there's also something else that is going to help drive this market forward that's kept us stuck in this period of time for the last 6 to 8 months. And it's confirmed by Ken Griffiths, the CEO of Citadel, who's basically saying that we're going to get rid of the uncertainty of the election and move into a period of time of certainty, which equals a risk-on environment. And guess what happens after the election? This is no mystery as to why this happens. It's because new presidents arrive in and they suddenly do what? They stimulate their economies to make them look like they're doing a really good job. They do this in the first 2 years of the election cycle. Then in the next year, they have a hard year where they try and tighten up on all the losses they've been making from all the debt pile they've been stacking up. Then they start to try and ease things off again, which is why the markets then pick up towards the elections. This is why during this election year, we've been moving from all the way down here at like 40K and just sort of moving all the way up. We are, whether you like it or not, still in an uptrend. Okay, this uptrend has been going for the year, and it's all linked to global liquidity. Now, it's not just the uncertainty affecting the US and its stimulus. For example, China, the world's second largest economy, wants to inject stimulus into its economy, but it doesn't want to start doing that until the US election results come out. As soon as that happens, China's going to start printing money. Just how much money depends on the results of the US election, because Donald Trump's going to be a bit harsher when it comes to tariffs on Chinese imports, which would mean that China would have to print more money than perhaps if Kamala Harris got in control. But either way, the result is money printing from China, which has been pretty bullish so far every time we've seen an announcement like that on the price of Bitcoin and overall crypto markets. The investors will also then know the policies that they're going to have to adhere to for the next 4 years, which means that they can then go and make their bets like they want to. They don't want to make bets before one gets in control over another, because that could affect their investment, and once you're in and invested, it's difficult to get out of that investment. So all in all, the benefits of having more certainty are far bigger than maybe having a government who doesn't appear to be that pro-crypto. Now, Donald Trump is quite clearly angling himself to being more pro-cryptocurrency, and that's why crypto Twitter is gearing up and getting behind him. Kamala Harris is showing herself to be a little bit negative towards crypto. So what do we do about it? Should one win over the other? Will we see some short-term movements in the market? And how do we prepare for it? Well, the first thing we have to do is do not try and anticipate what's going to happen in the short term, because guess what? Do you remember when the Bitcoin ETFs were coming out earlier on this year? And everyone was like, well, yeah, when the Bitcoin ETF comes in, we're going to hit 100 grand Bitcoin in like a few days. Bitcoin price fell by about 20%. So why did it happen? Well, because the smoke screen that is the news kind of deceived us into thinking one thing over another, when really the people behind driving the markets, the market makers, have their own idea, their own agendas at play. Therefore, I think the safest thing to do is to actually fundamentally look at the Bitcoin chart. Unpopular maybe. But look, this is the Bitcoin chart. In the last few days, we've broken out above this purple trend line, which we've been in for the last 8 months. We came back down over the weekend to retest that trend line. Now, if we jump into a 4-hour chart, you can see something very clearly has taken place here. We have found a support and seen Bitcoin bouncing towards the upside. Now, many of you will be like, well, yeah, it's because Donald Trump had a really good speech in like Pennsylvania or something like that. Might be so, okay? But actually, in the shorter term, Bitcoin is fundamentally just following what drives its price. And that is simply down to liquidity. In the shorter term, individual pieces of news do shake the market, but after that, the results will be inevitable. So if we know that the results are inevitable and that crypto, whether or not tomorrow or the next day has an election results that goes in one way or another, the results over time will be that Bitcoin goes up and altcoins go up. So simply, we must place bets only based on the fact that we don't know what's going to happen in the short term, but in the slightly longer term, we're going higher. Therefore, I must continue to hold on to the cryptocurrencies that I am holding, that I've done all my hard research on, because whoever wins this election, we're likely going to see a crypto bull market, okay? Because if we sell, anticipating that there's going to be a dip towards the downside, what is the result that we're going to get? If it happens like this, we end up having to FOMO in up here, and sometimes it might just do this and then do this on you. You never know. And the reason you can't sell, even if you think that maybe one candidate's going to win over the other, is that if you're wrong and the pro-crypto candidate wins, you can see Bitcoin do this. And then you're going to be forced to FOMO back in. And if Bitcoin does this, a lot of the altcoins will rally really, really hard. Look, just a couple of days ago, we saw Sui in this period of time really aggressively rally against Bitcoin because Bitcoin suddenly pumped towards the upside. Again, you can see Sui just suddenly all of a sudden turns around and starts having these big pumps towards the upside. And this is really dangerous. On the flip side, if it dips towards the downside, you want to maybe have a bit of cash available. Now, what I've done is I've kept in my back pocket a bit of USDT ready to deploy into crypto coins should we see a dip. Which crypto coins? The likes of Sui, the likes of Aptos. Okay, Aptos you can see is already pretty low down, but you can set limit orders. So I simply, for Aptos, have set a limit order down here at around $7.50. I mean, it's still, you can see it's getting a good bounce in here. I would anticipate that we might not go any lower for Aptos. Sui, what do? We can set limit orders, limit buy orders in areas of support where we might see a bounce to. So for example, if we get a dip against us because of something happening in the election, then good. We can get in without having to be awake, or we can just get automatically triggered in. This means that whatever happens, we're happy. In terms of crypto, okay? If you're an American, you're probably going to be pretty upset if the candidate you're voting for isn't elected. In which case, I'm sorry. But from a crypto point of view, at least you can be happy knowing that you're still going to make money during the bull market. It just might not happen as soon as you might anticipate. Now, there is another thing that is very, very key for you to know. I would avoid at times like this, where we're about to head into something quite aggressive, of using leverage. Why might that be? Well, if you're using leverage on a position like this and you suddenly get a big move against you for whatever reason, then you don't want to be caught up in leverage positions. The same, you might be trying to short this crypto market here, thinking that Bitcoin's going lower, and then you get a rip against you, and either way you get absolutely wrecked. The safest plan, the only thing I think you can do in periods of time like this, with all of the cards stacked in your favor, which is global monetary supply pushing towards the upside, is to simply hold your crypto, not panic. If you suddenly wake up and the whole charts are down like that, the damage has already been done. Okay, if that news has come out and it's already shaken the market, that news has already had its effect. Don't go and react to that news. If you missed it, it's already happened. You're better off doing the opposite of what your monkey mind is telling you to do and to try and buy it. On the flip side of things, be very cautious of getting overly bullish should the results start to look like they're going in your favor. Just play it calm. You don't need to change anything at all and just continue with the game plan. Now, to be honest, if you have leverage on positions and you have positions open already, then I would consider using a stop loss. Don't go and add more liquidity to those positions unless you can afford to lose everything, or unless you have enough liquidity to kind of make sure that Bitcoin can survive if it doesn't go down to like 40K. Okay, so if Bitcoin was to go to 40K, would you get completely wiped out? If the answer is yes to that, then don't add more liquidity. I don't think Bitcoin's going to do that at all, guys. I'm just saying be prepared for every eventuality, and simply that means holding your crypto coins, hold a bit of USDT. Should the results go against us, should you get a dip towards the downside, you can then buy more and then just sit back and wait for that bull market to kick back in, because it inevitably will do it, whether you have a Democrat or a Republican in power. Now, guys, let me know down below which of these different candidates you think is going to win and the price of Bitcoin when they go and win. So, for example, if you think that Donald Trump's going to win and you think the price of Bitcoin might go to 79,000, let me know. Maybe Kamala Harris is going to send it to 100K. Let me know down below in the comments. Now, I'm delighted to say today's video is in partnership with Earnum, who are currently running a really exciting node sale that I wanted you to know about. Earnum is transforming the humble smartphone into Earn phones, where you can go and support the network and earn percentages of gas fees. There's also a variety of other ways in which you can support the network. Now, Earnum is already behind the Earn app, which you can see has over 10 million active downloads. Earnum itself has already collected over $8.7 billion in crypto assets across various different connected wallets. It's also got 12 million active users, and you can see all of the different stats down below, which are showing that this is an incredibly exciting new project. They're backed by some of the biggest investors across crypto, like GSR and Kinetic, and partnered with names like Aether, Binance, and Polygon. And by buying an Earnum node, you could benefit from this network that already has over 18.6 billion hours played by gamers and streamers. So every time those individuals are actively using these particular phones and applications, you can benefit by supporting the network by owning a node. So what are they? Well, smart nodes are cloud-based Earn phones that validate users and transactions through the Earnum smart wallet. Leveraging the Fractal Box protocol multi-chain ecosystem, smart nodes are the foundation of the Earnum's layer 2 technology. And you can see starting FTV is already at $45 million, with 15% of the total supply going to smart node access. And you can see that Earnum is ranking above pretty much every other major node sale that you've seen this year. So if you like to go after nodes and earn passive incomes in some of the hottest crypto projects around, then make sure you go and sign up for an Earnum node down below. Now, right now, they have the last few available. So if you're interested in going get yourself an Earnum node, make sure you hurry up, because it looks like it's going to sell out incredibly soon. Not only will you be able to earn rewards by having this smart node, but you can also get a physical Earn phone. You can get a smart node airdrop, access to the reward pool, passive income rewards, and then an ability to resell your phone into the future. And then you're going to be able to use the phone and actively make rewards as you continue to do it. Now, guys, I just wanted to keep you up to date. Make sure that you're not panicking out there. Things are going to be absolutely fine. Just make sure you're not over leveraged. If the worst happens and we do see a bit of a dip towards the downside, be prepared to buy that dip. Obviously, go and do your own research before investing in any crypto projects out there. Hit the like button if you enjoyed today's video, and subscribe if you are new. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.